Welcome to Men Making a Difference, PGSAO men who inspire and motivate.
Colonel Willie Powell, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Madam State's Attorney. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you today. You know, so often people get to hear from me as the elected state's attorney. They typically know what our attorneys do in the office, but you play a very unique and important role in our office. So why don't you tell everyone about the work that you do here?
Oh, of course. Well, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be able to share with you and the viewers what we do. As far as the role, I am the chief investigator in charge of the investigative unit. My role in particular, it's more of a role of support. You know, we conduct support for the office as a whole. We do investigations. There's a lot of logistics involved, administrative paperwork, and then we handle something that a lot of people probably do not know. We handle something called disinterments, which that is where sometimes people would like to have their loved one's body resumed from one location, one cemetery, and be next to one of their other loved ones.
Absolutely. And that, yeah, so we had gotten a couple of calls on that, and I thought that was so fascinating that our office would play a role in that. But yeah, so your work is very varied in terms of what you're responsible for. So tell us how you got here. Who are your investigators and who are you? How did you get this role in our office?
Well, my investigators consist of, there are a total of 12 investigators within the investigative unit. They all have law enforcement backgrounds, and they come from different units within police departments, other departments outside of this area. And so we have some who specialize in police investigations, some who specialize in, just a lot of little different things, whether it be tactics, whether it's just this different type, various investigations. We also have some who specialize in internal affairs investigations. So we are able to tie everyone in and be able to assist the state's attorney's office.
Absolutely. And so you work with our various units. Our public integrity unit is the unit that deals with police involved investigations where police are looked at possibly as suspects in a criminal activity. But we also have our special victims of family violence unit, our homicide unit,
yes.
Our special prosecutions unit, which handles, economic crimes and motor vehicle manslaughters and those types of cases, our major crimes unit. And we have various units in the office. You all serve all of those units, and you bring your expertise and also your passion for justice to the work that you do. So you all are retired police officers, and so I have a question for you, because I think, we're at an interesting stage in our history of our country where we're looking a little closer at policing and how police conduct their business, and even how prosecutors' offices conduct their business. Can you tell me how this moment in our history has impacted you in the work that you're doing here?
Well, I think one of the things how it impacts me is, first of all, being a lifelong Prince Georgian, I have seen the change from the time I was a little kid until now. And then from that experience of what I learned in school and then becoming a law enforcement officer, to see how policing used to occur and versus now today, where we are more community oriented, to try to make sure that we serve our community, and make sure that we're looking forward to our community, looking to help our community, not just to enforce laws, but also to be able to, know that we can come there to help you at that location. It's not just about enforcing and putting people in jail. It's about also, hey, how can we serve you? How can we help you? How can we make things better? So that is one of the huge things that I see. And I think that it's going on across the country. When you look at other locations, other locales, they're so totally different, I'm gonna say, personal experience than what we are here in Prince George's County. And we definitely believe in our community, and we support our community and decisions, and we make our own decisions based upon what our community feels.
Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of questions around should we defund the police kind of thing, or well, really, I think the better question is, should we be directing funds to address issues that our community is facing? Well, so as an officer, you encountered, I'm sure, countless people who had addictions, who were homeless, who had mental health issues. Oftentimes they were offending, meaning they were committing crimes like, fourth degree burglaries, breaking into unoccupied spaces, or trespassing or theft. And a lot of that was a result of their status as someone who has an addiction or needed some support. So, do you think that there's a greater opportunity for us now to begin to address those needs more? And then as you look at our office as the state's attorney's office, what role can we play in, society moving in that direction to be more helpful and more holistic?
Yes, I do. I do believe that we can play a bigger role when it comes to those who are addicted to certain substances. I think that's something that's the really big change that makes policing so exciting now. Whereas in the old days, your thing was, hey, let's get an arrest, let's do this. But now we realize over years and time that the best way is to provide different types of training and therapies to help people overcome their addictions. As far as the state's attorney's office, wow, we've done, under your leadership, we have done a lot for the community, I see, in terms of getting out and, for example, just with our unit itself, the investigative, where we have taught self-defense courses. We've assisted with food distribution during this time of need for our community. So the state's attorney's office can actually play a really huge role, which I know that we do. I know that we have a lot of programs which are taking place currently to be able to help those who are struggling and who may have committed a little crime here and there, which it may be based upon their circumstances. They really didn't want to do it, but instead of us trying to say, hey, we're going to put you in jail for a long period of time, we try to get you the help that you need.
Absolutely. And so at this stage in your career, what insight can you bring to our office even more? I mean, you have obviously done a great job with our office, but what's something that you'd like to see us do more of or do differently? Because what I value so much about the office is that I have my own ideas, but I've got really smart people like you in the office who also come with ideas and experience. So, what do you think we should be focusing on as an office?
Well, I think as a whole, we have actually come up with a lot of ideas that we've actually started to implement. As you stated, we have a lot of smart people, from the attorneys, from the administrative assistants, from the investigators. And that's one of the great things about everyone polling and getting together to brainstorm on our ideas. As far as what I think we should do, I think we're in the right direction as far as reaching out to the community, letting the community know that the state's attorney's office is their office. It's not something that we do for ourselves, for our own glory, but it's to assist and help. And I think that in itself builds confidence in the community and our state's attorney's office, which I believe that is a really, really important thing to have. When your community has that support in the office itself and trusts the decisions that are made within its office, that right there, I think, is more than half the battle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So look, do you have any advice for young people who might be considering a career in law enforcement or a career as a lawyer, or maybe like you, going through the police academy and becoming an officer? Do you have any advice for them?
Well, I would suggest and say that we definitely need young people who are determined and who have a heart of service. That service is something that's really important, because once you're doing the work, whether it be becoming an attorney or whether it be in law enforcement itself, you have to have that heart of service. When you have that heart of service, it causes you to want to always push harder, to become better, and to really serve your community. And I think that one of the things that I've seen within the county here itself is that there are a lot of officers and a lot of attorneys, and under your leadership, our office, they see that we really are here to serve. We see people, and sometimes in some of the worst circumstances. And for young folks, that's where, you get in, you learn, you become wiser, and then you're willing to help. So I guess I'm getting a little off track, but the point being is that, yes, we need our young folks, to volunteer to become law enforcement. It's a great career. We need young folks to become attorneys. It's that service that we need in order to help to build our communities and make them better.
You said you grew up here in Prince George's County. Do you want to tell everyone where you live? And I know that everyone wasn't as fortunate as I was as to go to Largo High School. So if you want to rep your high school today, tell us where you went.
Sure, of course. Well, most people that know me are always surprised. They say that I'm a little country, but I actually grew up in Landover in Kentland. Kentville is where I grew up. And my school is Riverdale Baptist. I graduated from Riverdale Baptist, so yes.
Okay, that's near Largo.
Near Largo. That's right, down the street. Yes.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity to talk with you today, and also for you to kind of get to, be introduced to our community. And thank you so much for all of the service that you have provided to Prince George's County, first as an officer and now as the chief investigator in the state's attorney's office. So thank you.
Thank you very much.